There's a lot of room when it started. And so they just kept on pressing me.
Okay, thank you. I'm not talking about that.
Okay. Do you want her to bring a pie or something on that she cooked good? You sure? No, you ain't? I'm a late starter today. I gotta clean these greens, but first I'm gonna clean the greens first. What my find is a kale and herb slicer. We always trying to find these cute little gadgets. So it's the large one. Let's see if it actually works. No, I don't like this. This is a waste of money. Let me go the old-fashioned way. Maybe just like it say for small herbs. I just we're not breaking them up because he likes to eat them whole. You do them like this, you can make a wrap. Leave that alone, girl. I gotta go get it. She always stealing the stem. But it may be a medicine, but let men tell it it's a poison. I gotta clean all these greens. It ain't gonna take long. Kale takes longer to cook. This is a thicker skin. These are collard greens. So it'll be collard greens and spinach. I might pull out some kale. I thought my brother was in here with me. What happened to my brother? Do you want your Kyle Iris? Move. 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 No. So that's my second bunch that I ain't cooked. don't know about no Thanksgiving. We used to cook a lot when my mom was living, but since we learned what has really happened to our family, it's just really another day of cooking. But I have to like keep some, try to work in our traditions, and so my grandchildren know the real traditions. I will say this, if you do clean greens or have greens, buy them in bunches and you want to have them, make sure you clean them first, cut them and clean them, and then freeze them. Because usually when you go back, it'll be so much water. If you don't do it, it'll be water that's from the freezer, the moisture. It'll make it impossible to clean. I always like to clean up my mess as I cook. So I'm gonna dump them in this pot of this sink with soap and water to soak them and clean them. You want to soak them in warm water. And so now you say, well, what about the spinach? Well, the spinach, you do have to keep them moist, because they'll shrizzle up too, staying in the refrigerator. But what I'm gonna do is put them in this pot and put them in cool water. All these are organic vegetables that I purchased, so you know I'm not lying. Organic, non-GMO. We try to get everything that's organic with no chemicals as possible. The only thing about spinach, you do have to go through the bunches to take out. If you see any old, real shrizzle up ones, go in and take them out before the water hits them, because they can be hiding in between a good bunch. And so I'm going to rinse this out with water and a little mild soap, but put them in cool water. Because the reason why spinach cook faster than turnip greens, mustard greens, and collard greens. So when you cleaning your vegetables, you don't want to clean the spinach in warm or hot water, because it doesn't take that much steam. They'll cook off of steam. They're thin, leafy vegetable. Whereas collard, mustard, turnip greens, it takes them a little longer to cook. So I hope you like and share. of my preparation of my video. This is gonna be a full day of me waiting till the last minute. So what I do, go to the next phase. I didn't like the kale thing. Maybe when I do kale or another herb, it'll work. I pick up and clean up as I go. It's just something about me. I just cannot. Clean the kitchen. I mean, I cannot be in a dirty kitchen, rather. And when I say a small thing of soap, I mean a small drop of soap, barely a drop. Now, don't put a whole bunch of soap in your when you clean your greens. So the next phase is always your vegetables. You want to have a good sharp knife, or you want to sharpen your knife. It's smoking. I'm gonna run some hot water over it. My son already diced up my purple onions to a certain extent, and he has some orange, red, yellow, green. So I'm not gonna need this because you already had some cut up. So I put them back in the refrigerator, and I'm gonna work with what we have. What I'm gonna do with the bell peppers? Well, I have more than one dish. Doing a gumbo, a little small seafood gumbo. It ain't gonna have a lot in there. It's gonna be mainly shrimp. Ooh, well, I could have reused those bags. You know what? I need to put these seeds in here, on top of here. Cause these seeds be everywhere. You try to get, excuse my pet. You try to get as much of the oil. What I do is usually take that white stuff off, trim on the inside. Diamond, I'm gonna close the window so you can't go out there. I know the squirrels are picking at you, but I can't let you outside because you've been and jumped the fence. Somebody always has to go outside with you. You also want to always take the stickers off. Yeah. Cleaning the inside of that white stuff. And I'm going to go back and re-rinse them because they have been in the refrigerator. This one has a lot of seeds. This on the inside, so let me scrape them out. These same seeds, you can plant you some bell peppers. Make your bell pepper plant. And then you don't have to keep going back to the store. I'm cutting the white stuff out. cut up. Excuse Diamond. Diamond is going crazy because there's a squirrel outside and she's looking at the window jumping. She gets upset because they come and aggravate her in her own yard. So I'm going to the red one. As long as they hear, she'll do this all day. So this one, see if I can salvage this. If not, I'm gonna throw it away. See, if you have them too long, this is what happens. They'll start growing inside. So sometime in the store, they come like that. I'm going to rinse this one out. Diamond, I'm going to put you out the kitchen. You keep going back and forth. Rinse all these off again. All these are organic red, yellow, orange, green bell peppers. And for you like, what the white? This part right here, I pretty much say get that out of there. So if you wanted to know, because I know I'm a little bit further away. And so I dice all my bell pepper. No particular style. Sometimes I do it long ways. But since I may be cooking a gumbo today, and rice, see, I want to get that white out. For the greens, I even put my bell pepper, so I put the bell pepper in my greens because my son is plant-based now. How I was raised, how my mama taught me, she taught me how to do it with all kinds of I'm such a picky person. If a bell pepper don't look like if it has a spot on it, I throw it away. Ain't nobody got time for me to do. And these are the long ones that I'm putting inside of the greens. So back to me talking about the greens. My mother taught me how to use hog maws, neck bones, turkey bones, chicken, ham hocks, salt joe. These are different kind of meats that are as a seasoning base for greens, but it's not necessary that you have to have it, especially if you're vegan or plant-based. But we're really 100%. I cook 100% plant-based, and when I say plant-based, everybody eats certain types of food and think that every vegetable is considered a plant-based. But if it's a hybrid, we don't do hybrid. Meaning, hybrid is when a plant can develop off of another DNA to form another species, or chemical-based. We don't use those. We use nothing but GMO, non-GMO, or organic vegetables. It's only certain type of vegetables. Now, when I'm cooking this for me and my brother, then I tend to bend the rule because I'm cooking for 3. Okay. So that's for my greens. 1 for my gumbo. So these are, some people call them red onions, some people say purple onions. They are more of a purple hue, depending on where you buy them. Anything they call it. Some people say red onions, some people say purple onions. These are non-GMO. Yellow and red is for plant-based eaters. When it say non-GMO, now I'm cutting this up for my gumbo as well as the greens and other foods that I'll be cooking today. I'm doing all the dicing. I should have did this like last night or 2 nights before, but I didn't. But luckily my son had already cooked something where I can, it's enough for me and 4 other people. We're really a minor and 2 males in me. I always take the top layer of the onion off because it tends to be real tough a lot of times. So that'll help you. That's the part that has been more exposed to sun and the earth, the outer core. And sometimes it's real tough and it'll be floating like a shell in your dishes. So it's good to take off the first layer if you like to. That's what I do. Okay, this is red onions, purple onions, whichever one you choose. And here is a sweet pepper, Italian sweet pepper. Difference is there's not that many seeds in the Italian sweet peppers. The seeds is what's making it real hot if you have some in there. If you leave the seeds in there, that's what most of the time that makes the peppers hot. Even with bell peppers. I didn't think bell peppers were hot, and my son said, bell peppers are hot. And then when I found it, been eating them all my life, but never really knew, because I wasn't eating them raw. It really never bothered me, because I guess it depends on how you cook it. So this is just a regular jalapeno. I'm probably gonna need more than this because I'm cooking greens. And gumbo. And another dish. Because I do have fish. So I'm gonna slide this over. I have okra. I usually cut the tips and the ends off. This is gonna be for the gumbo. If it's fresh, it's not gonna be any slime coming out of it. But if it's well ripe, slime will be in it. And sometimes you have to watch it because sometimes it grows. You can pick a bad one and have a lot of strings, meaning that you can use it as a plant when they start breaking apart, or you see a lot of vines inside, or what you call root system in the seeds where you can't even slice the okra up. Then you don't use that. You don't want no strings in your food. It's about knowing the right. See these strings in here? See that string right there? See, it's a lot of strings and swelling. And it's kind of, they have already started growing. Because even on one of these, it has a root growing. So what I used to do is set it aside because I can plant it. Make a plant. I'm not going to do all the okra because I might have another dish I want to cook. But I am going to do rice. Can't leave the rice out. I might have to do wild rice and jasmine rice. But this is the preparation when you are when you're really cooking for your family. You have to do preparation beforehand. That's why a lot of times dinner starts late because cooks start cooking late. Start prepping their dishes late. So, right now, put these in here in case I have to come back later. I'm gonna sit that there because I might keep the seeds. Pick up my food. Go wash my hands. Because I've had peppers and onions on it. And I picked up stuff off the floor. So I want to continue to wash my hands. Okay. This bowl, I'm going to put the okra in and set it aside. And I'm going to show you how to do, it's more than one way to do roux. It's a New Orleans slang, roux for gravy. It's nothing but gravy and seasoning. Gravy to me with seasonings. Put the jalapenos in here. I'm putting the red and the green jalapenos. putting them in a container together. Setting them aside. We have a container for the bell peppers. I left a little piece of paper on here and I didn't see it, so I'll re-rinse the bell peppers again. Because I didn't see the paper on here, the sticker. So all the bell peppers are in one container. And I'm gonna set them aside. Now I gotta get something for the purple onions. I think I have a container. I'm gonna put a lid over here and set this aside. And I'm gonna rinse my board off. This is the seafood. This is our avocados. So no telling what I'm gonna do today. This is a yellow onion. Set that aside. Now let's see. What else can I use in this refrigerator? Got some dried thyme. Tuscan heat. Italian season. Italian season. What I'm going to do is go sit these seeds over here. So you have to let them dry out. You can't just put them in a plastic bag. You have to let the everything dry out. If not, it'll start mildewing. For those that wants to plant their own bell peppers from the store, always let your seeds dry. Sit and dry. Don't put them in a bag. Okay. It's 34 minutes just chopping up the vegetables. Okay, let me go back to the greens. They swelling. And with greens, you want to rinse them out and get all the dirt out. That's the purpose of putting the soap. A lot of times there's worms lava stuck on the greens. That's the purpose of adding the soap, to help loosen up the dirt and the lava off the greens. But you want to make sure you rinse the soap out thoroughly. You don't want no soapy greens. You don't want no soapy greens. Them greens and swole up since I added water to them. Let's check on the spinach. Now the spinach is the last thing that I'm worrying about. They're still soaking in suds. The reason being is it takes way longer for them to, it takes less time to cook. It takes less time to cook. So what I'm doing is, let me see. Will this pot suffice? Because what pot did I have before? Or should I get the bigger pot? Nah. Yeah, this pot is a little bit bigger than the one in the sink. A little bit bigger. I have one way bigger than this. But what I do, before prepping, I've already washed dishes. Even though I may put pots and pans up, we might put dishes up, I still turn back around this same pot and rinse it out with hot water. Just don't take chances. I don't care how clean your home is. Spiders and bugs can't get in your house. People can bring them in off of their clothes. They can fly in every time you open the door. So that's why it's always good to rinse your skillets. So what I'm doing is filling up the pot right now. And I'll show you my magic. I already turned on the iron. Move the avocados away. The skillet is right now. I got wild shrimp. And I think I got shrimp that I got to actually pick. This one's already peeled in the bottom, so I don't have to do that. And this is salmon. Yeah, I just got some jumbo. I'm gonna leave these open. I don't want a lot of water in my greens, because greens have water itself. But I want just enough water, since I'm doing a nice size batch. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let the water boil. And with the boiling of the water, I'm gonna add my seasonings. I always add my seasonings first. Since I've got a lot of greens, this is it's pink Himalayan salt, sea salt. Put 1 tablespoon. Usually I have seasons at the top and bottom. And I'm gonna put 1 tablespoon of pepper. Because I'm a little heavy-handed. This is thyme. This is about 1 teaspoon, but as many greens that I think you probably want to put 2 tablespoons in. But you use what you got. This coriander. This cumin. This oregano. That's Italian season. This dill. Ginger. Coconut oil. So the question is, can you put coconut oil in greens? Yes, you can. But if you plant-based, it's not recommended. So what you use, grapeseed, olive oil, walnut oil, any other type of oils. Let's just have a corner of this in here. You know what I normally do if I have bottles like this? These little bottles go good and handy if you buy ounces like I do. You can take the labeling off, clean it out real good. It's olive oil bottle. You can use it as any type, pouring your seasonings in it. You get 2 funnel and just clean it out real good. Another hack is to get all the oil out. Since I'm doing greens, I usually run hot water inside the bottle. As hot as I can take it. To help loosen up that oil in there. To get it all out. Helps run that oil out. The hotter the water is, the oil will come out. That's just a quick hack. In case I decide to use this bottle later for loose seasoning. Say, like I might want to use pepper. Go buy some pounds of peppers, or I may want to put flex seeds in it. Those are just things that you can do to these bottles to throw these glass bottles away. I found them to be very useful for other things. Like, I had to take the label off, but look, I put this in here. Juniper seeds in there. No, it's allspice seeds. My bad. I put allspice seeds. That's good for tea. Okay. Yeah, this is my salmon. I got 3 pieces. It's still kind of cold. So what I'm going to do is put it in a container and so it can rinse. Some people say, well, what kind of salmon? Fresh salmon. I'm going to tell you another hack about this. That I do. And other people, cooks may do it as well. So what else should I cook? I got potatoes. I got shrimp. I think I need to go grocery shopping because I didn't get everything. But I got plenty of seasoning. But I do got salmon. I do want to cook a gumbo. How to run my dog out the kitchen with water. That's all I have to do is pour water on her. She gone. I'm putting lids over my vegetables. What I do, if I can find it, I'm looking for my apple cider vinegar. I do shake mine up. The seasoning. Or you can use white vinegar to cleanse it. It says shake gently before using. And a lot of people don't do this. They just let it sit and yeah, that's a lot of apple cider vinegar. But what I'm using is cleaning. That and half water. I'm gonna let it soak because it's been in the meat store. And then once it's done, I'm gonna pour it out. But I'm gonna let it sit for a few minutes. I have my pot on hot. I put olive oil, salt, and pepper. I got a little sidetrack waiting on this to boil. You can put other spices in there. I'm putting some grapeseed oil in there. I put olive oil in there to get rid of that. I want it to come to a real boil. I don't hear it yet.